Alright, so today I'm just going to give an overview of overdrives and the different types of overdrives there are, as well as specifically look at the Fulltone Full Drive 2 MOSFET. Alright, so let's take a look. Alright, so right now the overdrive is set to just let's go over this really quick actually. These are all the basic volume, tone, overdrive, and boost. And here is where we're going to focus. All the way up, the switch is in comp cut, which is like a compression boost. FM mode is a flat mids mode, and vintage is the vintage like tube screamer-esque sound. So the difference between flat mids and the vintage is the mids in the overdrive. In vintage mode, the mids are boosted, and I would explain it as if it's a less organic overdrive, in that if I strum a G, obviously you can tell that's a G, but you see how more amp-like overdrive it is. It sounds more like an amp being overdriven than this does. This sounds like an overdrive pedal's on in front of an amp. The clean tone for this, by the way, is a Fender Blues Junior and Strat, Highway 1 Strat. This is the clean tone. I'll show you what the tone stack looks like, but it's set pretty clean. But anyways, let's go through some more settings with this. So the tone knob on the full drive is really a presence knob. So it's not like all the way this way is, you know, bass and mids, and all the way this way is highs, you know. It's when it's set at this, it's supposed to be pretty close to the amp. I think right about here sounds a lot like the amp. Alright, so how I use overdrive, generally speaking, is to push my amp more. Overdrive pedals. But a lot of people tend to use overdrives to give a new color to their amp that they don't have. So, you know, like a plexi tone or a Marshall JCM 800 tone or something like that. Like they use the pedal to turn the amp into something else. I like to just push the sound that my amp already has because I like the clean tone of my amp. So for that kind of overdrive, you need a flat mids boost overdrive. Some that I can think of off the top of my head are Tim. I mean, that's a expensive pedal, but I mean it's really just to boost the tone of your amp more. The Fulltone Full Drive is also very good for doing the same thing. and it also has the option of being even a little bit more gritty than the Tim does. Pedals that are more alongside the vintage, the mid boost, are, the TS-808 or any visual sound overdrive pedals. They have an overdrive called the Open Road, which is supposed to be more of a flat mid overdrive. I tried it. I still thought it was pretty good, but I would say that the mids are still, it's less. Yeah, I will say this for sure, that it's less organic sounding than the Tim, but I think that that's in a class of its own in my mind. What I always really like and what I kind of look for in an overdrive pedal is the ability to have a boost control, because then you almost only need one overdrive. I have a fuzz pedal and a really gritty overdrive, a higher gain overdrive, not distortion, but a higher gain overdrive on my board. But if you have like the Fulltone Full Drive or the Tim, or those are the only two coming to mind, I'm sorry. But anyways, if you have those, then, I mean, you kind of have a Swiss Army knife for sound. So I'll put it on, it's on vintage, it's been on vintage. I'll put it on FM mode, and we can hear the level of that. And then with it adds a little bit more compression to the notes, and obviously more gain. That's with it cranked. I'll go back down to here.